Hello, my tarot and cat friends. We are now in Gemini Sun transit, so happy birthday to all Geminis. And of course, when the sign switches, this is the time for my monthly forecasts. So this time around, we are going to have 6 different amazing in-depth spreads specifically designed to capture all your energies. So I'm starting with my version of a double cross spread to give us love forecasts. Then I'm going to follow it with Lenormand separately for ladies and gents. So that's going to give us both general and love situation overview. Then I'll move into the Gypsy spreads, and it's also going to be separated for ladies, gents, and couples. So if you guys are on or off, or if you're going through a temporary separation or recent breakup, you probably would be the best to check both singles and couples. Promotions this month, just join my Facebook and enter to win one of the 3 20-minute readings with me. So each like, comment, and share will win you one entry toward the contest. And of course, please subscribe, like, and share this video, and contact me for your personal forecast or reading. X reading is 45 until the end of the month, and then it will go to 50, so take advantage of that. Enough of the introduction, right? So let's see what's upcoming this month. Hi Leo, welcome to your monthly Taroscope. So let's jump right into the action. So basically, what do you have that you're dragging from your past to the present? So you have released your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And then you have Knight of Chalices. Well, this will be the Knight in the Shining Armor if it is in the upright position. But this is not in the upright position. So basically, this can actually talk about some kind of jealousy that kind of like was some match that went wrong. It could also be somebody who is slightly emotionally manipulative. And then you have the Hanged Man reversed, meaning to a point there is a situation maybe that you find that you're suspended, that you really don't want to react, but sort of like you were getting to your limit of how much you really want to take here. And the Moon reversed. This talks about some kind of deception or some kind of secrets, and certain things are being revealed. So this is not necessarily an actual person. This simply could be an issue that you have to work on yourself, something that maybe you drag from the past, and you're kind of like bringing this to the present. And it looks like, you know, that it's kind of connected to the romance because of something that has happened with the Knight of Chalices. And simply you're trying to get out of the situation by kind of like doing 180 on it, trying to see how it looks from the other person's standpoint in order to understand the situation. Then another thing over here is in the root of the problem, or in the root for this month, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And then you have 3 of Wands reversed. So somehow you're feeling that things are not progressing, and even though you kind of like want to go ahead and you kind of like want to set your mind on, like the kitty is kind of like swirling the tail around those wands, kind of like this way, kind of feels like, okay, why am I building this? And then the 6 of Wands reverse, kind of like you don't feel admired, you don't feel adored, or somebody doesn't feel like a winner, or you feel like somehow the things you're doing, you're not winning, and yet kind of like you're still dedicated to build certain things up. So it looks like there is like a certain kink happening in your love life right now, but it looks like you'll still be dedicated to kind of like go break by break by break by break and just kind of come and see and create the artwork. So what is on the bottom of your decks this time? Well, you have the Strength, which kind of is your card. This is exactly talking about this kind of gentle approach, right? That you had into this Hanged Man, kind of like approaching things with strategy, approaching things wisely, approaching things, right? Like, I mean, the cat is taming the dog, which kind of like, just kind of quietly touch down and communicate your ideas without being forceful. And another thing is like give your relationship a chance and work on your partnership. So far that seemed to be a flavor: releasing your ex, releasing the things that don't work, and expressing your love. So let's see how this continues. In the root, you have calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. And then you have 5 of Swords reversed. Now that's kind of like interesting card. Then you have a Queen of Wands reversed, and then you have 2 of Wands reversed. You're not really feeling fully in comfort with kind of calling in your soulmate. I think this is more on a spiritual level that you want, but how you manifest is sort of, I think the energies are turning inward, because this kind of talks about victory, but shallow victory when it's upright. Like when it's reversed, it talks about, you know, possibly 3 people involved and nobody really winning, and kind of like it's a situation where it cannot be winners. And Queen of Wands talks about something that could be very superficial, and that is Safi trying to get in. Come on, Chef, come on. And 2 of Wands basically talks about some kind of decision, or the decision that is really hard to reach, or some kind of like status quo altogether, where this may represent you. Queen of Wands may represent you, and talks about not feeling fully comfortable with you and your own skin for some reason. And you're crossed with you deserve love, and King of Cups reversed, which kind of feels like that maybe you feel being manipulated, or you maybe be dealing with somebody who kind of has some addictions, maybe sex addictions, maybe alcohol, drugs, whichever way, work, right? And maybe you don't feel like you're number one, and that's why we had over here the 6 of Wands reversed, and this kind of like not going further for some reason. And look, we have a King of Cups, and then we have King of Swords reversed, and 1 of Pentacles reversed. So what do I make out of it? It just tells me that at this point you are really not in a good frame of mind, that this kind of like is a really harsh energy. This is manipulative, this is kind of brutal, and this kind of like feels like that you go forward and then somehow like things stop, like almost like the walls are jumping in front of you. So even though internally and intellectually you understand this, like somehow you're not able to manifest this. And this kind of like goes through different layers, because there are cups, there are swords, and there are pentacles. So we have these different layers. And here also, right, we have wands. So like looks like that you are being tested on so many levels. And you're tested to see what really means relationship. Does this really mean a victory? How do you present yourself? Do you really want to go in the superficial level, or you don't want to go? Are you going to be and stand firmly and kind of like declare that you deserve love and that you're lovable, or you're going to allow somebody to step on you and maybe manipulate you? The King of Swords on top of that, when it's reversed, it talks about a king. It talks about a person who might even manipulate you with words, somebody who is like verbally very strong and will try to convince you things that really you kind of know they're not there, but you really want to believe in that. So looks like so far we see a test this month, and what is crowning you is wedding, and this situation involves marriage. And then we have 4 of Swords. So somehow this could be your marriage, this could be somebody else's marriage, this could be the marriages on your mind, and yet it's kind of going deep inside of yourself, thinking about it. And Knave of Swords, again, you see, like this is like thoughtful energy. It's like not so much passion, it's not so much cups. So here we have Knave of Swords and we have Knave of Chalices. This actually tells me that there will be some kind of offers. You might even get proposed this month. You might communicate, you might propose to someone, or you might, if you are already in a relationship, might think about the quality of it and try to see and try to figure out how to communicate what you really need, because like Four of Swords generally talks about giving your thanks about everything that you have so far, and Knave of Swords talks about really exploring different possibilities, sometimes like going in all directions. It's sort of like a big brainstorming board and putting everything on. But Knave of Chalices talks about really kind of sinking all these kind of ideas down in your heart and kind of really trying to see what is it that, you know, can be materialized, like in terms of something that is completely immaterial, not that is a product. So like this is both head and heart over here. So like literally you are putting a big homework in front of yourself. So what is right in front of you? Trust. It says the situation is calling for you to have faith. And then we have Nine of Wands reversed. So you, for some reason, are not feeling very eager to go and forge ahead in something. And there is like the Hermit reversed, which kind of talks about possibly being lonely or possibly overthinking. And 10 of, or basically the Wheel of Fortune, or the wheel over here, reversed, tells me that actually right now there is not much you can do. So you have like two major arcanas over here reversed. So tell me that literally the trust card over here would indicate blindly trusting, and there is nothing you can do, because when Wheel of Fortune kind of turns around this way, it's sort of like almost fateful. You really have to just give yourself to fate and hope for the best. So how do you really feel? Currently you're feeling healing family issues. It says your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And then you have Six of Cups. Well, this is not necessarily parents. It could be a whole bunch of other issues that we need to heal. And sometimes what basically it means is going back to the original issue. For example, you might, you know, be a child where your, you know, father worked 2 jobs and he was never at home, but as a child you kind of translate that, you know, I didn't get attention from my father. And then in adult life you're basically dating people who either also workaholics or, you know, somehow unavailable. And this is basically saying going back to really where was like the originating kind of issue. So Six of Cups is talking either about your children or something that happened in the past. It can even it can even kind of be, so again, basically healing family issues, like saying that you have to really go deep down, something that happened even when maybe you were a child, something that stopped your growth on a certain level, and in some way it was one of those crossroads that you kind of like took a left turn instead of the right. And yeah, and Queen of Pentacles, and this is like where some kind of insecurity has developed. Queen of Pentacles kind of like feels like this is literally insecurity and being shallow, of not really looking for the real thing. So Queen of Pentacles also means somebody unavailable, or maybe attracting somebody unavailable. But altogether, like you do have really warm memories about the past, but think of certain things that for some reason didn't work out. Sometimes we blame destiny, sometimes we blame others, sometimes we blame circumstances. Whatever it is, even if it's one of them, look back and just to see maybe now it's the time to kind of turn things around. So let's see what basically is in your environment. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And then you have Eight of Wands. Well, codependency, of course, is talking about being attracted to the wrong things, right? And somehow not having ability to say no to them. But I really think that you're going to get an environment to help you, because this talks about communication. Eight of Wands is really good card for being able to express what bothers you. And Nine of Pentacles talks about feeling really secure in who you are. And King of Wands talks about a married person or somebody who maybe tries to manipulate you with passions, or also could mean that you are getting this security in yourself. You see, this is kind of contradictory. Codependency and Nine of Pentacles would be the opposites, because Nine of Pentacles means like you're really, it will be interdependency, because you kind of are standing really firmly on your feet and the partner cannot affect you anymore. So this is why kind of like, I think others would help you how to get this firmness in order to overcome any obstacles or any kind of like attachment in a negative way. And this is also related, I would say, to this Wheel of Fortune that is reversed, because I think if you find yourself in a situation that life shifts you left and right and you feel like you don't have control of this wheel, then it's very easy to fall into self-blame, or I must have done something wrong, etc., etc., instead of just realizing these are the circumstances, or maybe I have to get through it, right? And on some level you know that, because there is like this card here of you building it and even understanding, like, I mean, about love. So these are like hopes and fears. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And then we have Two of Swords. So this basically talks about making a decision. Talks about almost like blindly making a decision and walking this rope, right? And it could be a choice between two things, or two partners, or somebody choosing you between like two people. But this is like really taking place in head. And so fear is that you won't be chosen, and hope is that you will be chosen, right? You see, there is like the soulmate card. Yeah, so that's the hope of being chosen, and fear that's going to be the three people, and that's going to be the heartache. So I think that's probably why this whole nervousness, and maybe this is why this is turning out here, that you're feeling that you are not the choice of somebody who you probably know for a while over here. So I would say also a little bit of melancholy and depression over here, because in the outcome for a month, even though there is like attraction and you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, so this is like outward. Inward, you kind of like, you are not charging, you're not charging your love machine for some reason. And like, oh come on, Leo, like this is One of Cups and this is Nine of Cups. Like, I mean, you're almost guaranteed the wish to come true. Yeah, like there is this feeling of some interference, the third party or something is happening. This would talk about team, this would talk about expertise, this would talk about building some kind of like furnace and kind of, but this talks about three is a crowd. We're going to see more now when I actually get the Lenormand. We're going to get more information. So in any case, I see that certain decisions, because you had 3 twos, right? You had 3 twos in your reading. Twos are connected to heart, right? Twos are like, I mean, connected to development. And obviously there was the Knave of Chalices, which kind of again talks about some love proposal. So it looks to me that you are not currently capable of verbalizing what you want, and you're like unhappy over something, understanding on the intellectual level what you need to do, but somehow I think the battery is not turning the spark. So the disconnect between the two things, so the wires need to be just placed differently. Okay, so let's go with Lenormand. So again, I'm going to have the lady and then the gentleman, but each of them can be either of the partners. So don't focus too much on a gender as much as on a story. And so this is going to give us 2 different stories, and then I will go to Gypsy, and we are going to get 3 different stories there. Okay, so Leo, May 21st to June 20th. Leo, some of you guys will be very lucky and entrepreneurial. Leo, May 21st to June 20th. We have the stork, we have the book, we have the house, we have the anchor, crossroads, the dog, the whip, the fox, and the scythe. So what is this all about? Altogether is good. You might have issues with work, and maybe that's why the other card came through, that you might be deciding to go and take a different road and do something entrepreneurial. It's simply going to be this month that you're going to crack a whip over certain things. It's almost like a wake up. The scythe means something that's going to come quickly and cut something off. So this could be even your work that is being cut off. It's going to take you in a different direction. There are also some kind of secrets as well that you're going to kind of elevate to the level of elevate to the surface, and maybe the whip is relating to that. In any case, your domestic life over here is going to be pretty balanced. You have the house and you have the dog, you have the stork. So if you guys are planning to get married, and like this is like certainly the groundwork for it. So the house and the stork, the anchor and the dog, really all good cards over there. So it could be also the time of you're leaving the work in order to kind of like be a housewife, and maybe you're pregnant, maybe you're going to get pregnant. In any case, this month it looks like there will be certain big decisions that will take place, and some of them are still not privy to your understanding and knowing, but it's like really affecting really going to the next level. There is like this unknown. You see, this book is closed. We still don't know what is in there, but maybe this is still your hope. The house and the stork could mean that you really want to go in this direction, that you want to kind of put your anchor down. But in order to do that, there is something that needs to be cut. Or the fox could mean a job, but it could mean something sneaky happening, and you will crack a whip. It looks like that way. So okay, so let's see this story over here. Okay, Leo, May 21st to June 20th. Leo, May 21st to June 20th. Leo, May 21st to June 20th. Okay, we have the cross, and again guys, could be you, or could be the other person, or could be even the third person if the third person exists. Like, you will probably know how this relates. So you have the cross, the bouquet, the coffin, the crossroads again, the ring, the heart, the moon, the tree, and the bear. Wow. Now this is really serious here. So here it's definitely a marriage. So I guess in the other one it probably was preparation for the marriage, and here is like clearly a commitment over here, and something that is actually healthy. But at the same time, it's something that can last for quite a while. The bear indicates about like 15 years or longer, long periods. But there are still the issues, and there are issues that somehow are relating to the reputation. That certain things you feel that they have to die. There are certain things that you feel there is a cross for you to bear in order to get there. Or like, I mean, on this crossroads, like, I mean, you feel in order to kind of choose something, you have to give up on something else that also made you happy. So it's kind of bittersweet. Like, I mean, well, it's pretty much like any stage, like, right, if you're, let's say, getting married, like, I mean, Leo's guys might even propose to someone, and might be proposing to someone who is really well off. But this is still very good. But again, this is still telling me that there will be some kind of like really really big decisions happening over here this month, and it could be both with work and also with love. So let me see now in Gypsy spread, what do we have here? Trying to find one significator. Okay, so let's take Sweetheart as a first storyline with the Gypsy spread. So again, try to see who you are, lady or gentleman, or if this is referring to somebody else. All right, Leo, May 21st to June 20th. Leo, May 21st to June 20th. Leo, May 21st to June 20th. Leo, May 21st. Ooh, foe. There is possibly a woman who is present in your life that you consider an enemy. Leo, May 21st to June 20th. A friend, priest, melody, joyfulness, hope, old woman, frivolity, and surprise. Okay, so this is a completely new storyline, guys. So I still feel here a little bit of the other influences, like that could be a little bit negative, I would say. But here priest actually talks about legalities and talk about, even though it's named priest, it's pretty much more or less talking about a lawyer and weddings and divorces. But here we don't have the wedding card, and it kind of like looks to me that maybe there'll be some kind of legal matters, that you do have an old woman here, which kind of like talks about getting a wise advice. And you can really rely this month on your friends and on some kind of, well, this is kind of talking about counselor, lawyer, coach, doctor. It could be a whole bunch of kind of specialists who might help you, like frivolity. I don't know why they named the frivolity in this deck, but this really means lightness, kind of means lifting yourself up and literally arming yourself with advice. Old woman is advice, priest is advice, friend is advised, joyfulness is advice. So it looks like, and surprise is like something really nice and hope. So you do have this melody, so that kind of like talks about depression and talks about maybe feeling a little bit worn out. But altogether, all I'm seeing here, I want to see what is this priest all about over here. What is this priest here for? Altogether, guys, you really have, like, priest is like about some thinking. There is a thought process, and it talks about really not making a decision over something. Okay, one more card there. Service. You're trying to figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and it's kind of strategy kind of situation. You're really not going forward. Let's see, what is this melody for? Melody. Is he, again, scholar? It's like that thought paralysis is making you feel depressed. It looks like, yeah, so there is a room here. That's some kind of like intimacy. This could be a jealousy altogether, and like, I guess like that's the feeling of not moving forward, which we kind of saw over there as well. Could be that third person. But you have the hope, you have surprise, you have frivolity. Okay, let's go frivolity. Why is the frivolity here? I would say this is a good spread. Yeah, frivolity is like came here as a thief. Like you feel something has been taken away from you, but here it will be given back to you. So it is kind of like really weird. Like, I mean, the answer is inside of you. The answer is tapping into your own strength. Remember, you had a strength on the bottom of the deck, and I think this is why it showed up. Okay, so let me find this other significator, Lover, and see what this tells us. Lover for Leo. Lover for Leo, June 20th. No, pardon, like, I think this probably will be the last reading for today. I'm getting too tired. May 21st to June 20th. Leo, for the period of Gemini, May 21st to June 20th. Ooh, look at this wedding. May 21st. Ooh, death. May 21st to June 20th for Leo. May 21st to June 20th for Leo. Okay, so we have a young woman here. Then we have love. Then we have constancy. Then we have pleasure seekers. Then we have service. Then we have sights. Then we have thief. And then we have cheerfulness. Okay, so here we are back to the situation. I don't know if this is you, Leos, or this is like your partner, but definitely here we have a third party situation and somebody's indecision about it. So I think you're showing up here as sights, kind of like wondering what's happening next. The ships have sailed, the rose is over here, and you see there is like another woman that sort of like seems to be the focus, and somehow kind of this person, this could be a Leo, you guys looking forward to the male Leos. Maybe you have your own choice, you have chosen someone over somebody else, and now you really want to build your life with this person. And however, there is somebody else that kind of like feels that you were stolen, I guess, from her. Like, I mean, you see it shows like twice this, like, I mean, three-party kind of stuff. So it feels like somebody's playing, you know, over here, Leo, if this is you, looks like that you were playing kind of two people, and you have reached this decision who it is. Or this could be your partner that played with you and chose somebody else. Okay, let me see what is this pleasure seekers over here. Or this could be a partner that you are chosen one and that somebody else is not chosen one. So in any case, it will be one person kind of like wondering what's going to happen, not being not chosen, but sort of like this kind of like talks about long-term long distance relationship and feeling something has been taken away from you. Okay, so let's see what is this pleasure seekers here. It's an old woman and scholar. So these are those thinking, this is like those thoughts that you have, and this is kind of something that you're going to look for. Maybe you're in counseling for the interference in your relationship, or maybe you're simply trying to figure out how to overcome this issue of having basically a foreign element in your relationship. Let's see what about this young woman, because this could be a daughter as well in this person's life, and that person is really dedicating themselves to kids. Where is this young woman? Communication and wife. Okay, so this talks about, so if you're married, this talks about somebody maybe having problems in your relationships in the past, kind of like dealing with that internally pretty much, maybe getting a counseling over here and rebuilding it together, rebuilding it to a new level. This could also mean, if this is your partner, that your partner may be going back to his old relationship. So let's see sights. What is this here for? Sights. That's interesting, because you see, this is the person, usually the Lord represents a married guy. So for some reason I felt right away that this is significating you, this is your significator or significator for one person, this relationship. But this could be probably for the people who are in a long distance relationship, because obviously this is either a married guy or somebody who is in some shape or form unavailable. So now this person coming on you means like it's he's really present in your thoughts, or you're really present in his thoughts. So what is about the thief? So it could be two different storylines entirely, right? There is a person who's kind of suffering a loss of some kind, or melancholy. And what is the thief about? Feeling that something has been taken away, something that would be uplifting and beautiful. Let me see one more over here. So they're completely two different storylines. Okay, so there is a one storyline where, you know, somebody, there is a family unit. It's kind of like really weird because this guy usually comes up with a family unit. But this could be also three storylines, that somebody is cheating on somebody. There is a third person, and kind of that somebody has somebody on the side, and like looks like that maybe there are two partners and everybody has somebody on the side, and that's why there is this feeling, oh my gosh, like, I mean, how do I go about it? And it looks like in the end there's lots of paralysis in all of that. Cheerfulness, what is this all about here? The future, however, is good. Again, like sort of going to be lots of inactivity. Well, lots of inactivity on the outside, but there will be lots of work on the inside. So there is one storyline where somebody dealt with a third party, and now there is a communication and sort of like refreshing of the relationship and putting a new boost, communication, and working on it, right? Working on love, working on constancy, kind of like going kind of forward with that. Even though there was this issue and a counseling and kind of like maybe there is a still kind of like leftover on it. The second storyline is over here, where we are dealing with also a couple that for some reason is not together, but they are still having some kind of dealings together. The money is a card here that talks about secrets. So either somebody has somebody secretive on the side, or you are the secret. Because the thief is also kind of like something is taken from someone, or you are taking something from someone and going on a journey with that, right? And then you should kind of celebrate this, but somehow you're in your thoughts, you're still wondering if this is like reason to celebrate or not. But this person is also knighting love. So this person is also like, I mean, this is also a couple in love, but very fearful that things might not work out. Very strange. Okay, you guys will probably be able to tell me more about it. Like, I mean, you have to realize that from these cards I have to kind of try to make some sense. And right now almost 7,000 people, and so just imagine that there are couples and there's a third person here, like 18,000 people. It's kind of really getting harder for me to visualize all these possibilities. So now let's look Leo couples. Leo couples, and this could be a wife, Leo married couples, or dating couples, committed couples. Leo, May 21st to June 20th. Leo. Sweetheart. Sights. Waiting. Oh my god. Waiting. Melancholy. Oh my gosh. Friend. Money. Despair, sorrow, and fortune. Leo, what's going on here? It's just like one card that doesn't have, well, two cards that really don't have people. This is kind of like more imaginary. So again, and again, there are issues like couples, like this could be a child, this could be a family here with wedding, right? But then we also have a sorrow and waiting, and then we have jealousy, right? And then we have depression, and there is a definitely second person, maybe even a third person involved, or maybe even a fourth and fifth person involved. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people involved here. So I am really not sure what to make out of it, because one person for sure is very jealous. Like it looks like there is a third person here, and that part of a couple is extremely jealous about it. It's just like, I mean, it's a secret. Somebody's a secret, and somebody's really torn with this melancholy about it. Sights is also another form of melancholy and depression, which is kind of like in between these two women, and he somehow is waiting for what the heck is going to happen. Like just like pretty much sitting pretty, and in a sense he has some kind of sadness about it, but kind of like very inactive in this, and looks like wedding is on the side, so who is going to come there with me, sort of a thing. And yet there is another person here showing up, a friend and fortune, so all kinds of messages. So let me just try to confirm a whole bunch of things. I mean, I don't even know where to go. I have to confirm all of them. Okay, so let's go with the wedding first. Let's see what is this all about. Because like she's knighting a wedding and he's right there, and then she's knighting the fortune over here, and he's knighting the money, right? So it's obviously intermingled with some other affairs as well, but he is definitely connected to this person. So okay. And then he has these two waiting and sorrow. So it looks like that one person has two people around who are suffering in certain way. One is like very depressed, one is like not that depressed, but sort of like in longing, right? It could be a long distance relationship with one of them that kind of like has this melancholy. And with another one, like there is kind of like some kind of money involved in all of that. See, wedding and the money kind of seems to be also related. However, that third person over here will be luckier because she has this luck kind of mirroring her. So that's what I'm saying. It's just kind of like all over the place. It's just like you don't know who does who over here. What is this wedding here all about? Messenger. There will be one more card. Journey. So the relationship is still solid. So why all these emotions? What is this pair all about? Because this pair incites, this pair is like really this pair in sorrow. These two are not really good. So it looks like this couple here, Leo, if you're part of this couple, you might be very unhappy right now. Like it's a depression, it's jealousy, there are money issues, and you're trying to figure out the way out of it. And maybe you're turning to your friends. Okay, what is this pair about it? Yeah, it's about the home life, and it's about the possessions. Like some of you are really thinking about shared resources. What is this sorrow about? So there is like some kind of reunion. Maybe you guys were not together and now kind of like you reconciled. So the sorrow was because of disconnect, or it was vice versa, that you kind of like separated temporarily, and hence there is the sorrow. Melancholy. It's somebody somebody's very faithful to the situation. What is about sights? Another person is like not doing much, is really trying to study, or maybe getting counseling or some kind of talk therapy. What is waiting? Another person is just trying to kind of resurrect everything that has happened, waiting for something to happen, or waiting for this marriage to happen, waiting for some kind of communication, because like twice we have the communication over here. What is this friend about? See, that's a young woman. So again, I have more people. Honestly, Leo, you'll have to tell me what is about this sweetheart. Sweetheart. Somebody's considering, like, yeah, of course, like, I mean, somebody is like really aware that there is a third person, and kind of like perception of this third person is this person is the enemy. So the Fortune, okay, like, really, this is the only card in the entire spread that I clearly can say. But then again, this Fortune could be on the other side. And again, we have the Service here, Servant. One more. So in any case, things will settle down over the next month, but it's going to be really turbulent for couples, I would say. So Leo, this is really complex. It's one of the more complex actually spreads that I ever had. It just tells me there are lots of people here involved, lots of people with different emotions, with different needs, So here is like Merchant came here on money, which talks to me about something will be renegotiated. And it looks like there's one person who is deciding among other people, and everybody has their own angle, everybody has their own needs, and everybody wants the same thing. It's going to be really interesting because the solution is not given over here. So it's going to be a really interesting month with lots of moving parts. So if you can, let me know what is this all about. Thanks, Leos. For the private reading, please contact me. And this might not be your story, so that's what I said. It's usually the best to find your own and your energy. Thank you very much. I love you. Have a great month.